Okay, so it does have us locked into the contract. Or at least it has us launching the contract. I guess we could still leave. Eh. Will it let us start another mission? I guess it will. Okay. I'm just debating on whether we reload before that. Because the other thing that I'm afraid of, if we do it this way, this might be like a one-time mission where it only pops up once. And so my fear is that if I accepted the contract but then don't actually take the mission, maybe that's the only chance we'll ever get to do it. And I would like to potentially go back in this campaign and do this one when we have a better lance, but to hell with it. We'll stick with what we got. I'm not gonna make you guys wait for another reload. So I think just looking at what we've got here, I think we're in a decent spot here with this one, the Stubborn Surrender mission. Looking at about 730k, 2-skull, polar environment, and it's a battle. So, I mean, it's just a straight up fight some dudes. Fighting against St. Ives, we're in good shape on money, so I think we maximize salvage on this one. This will break our current contract. Your reputation with the employer will be affected and you'll be charged for any travel costs. He also did say in the event that created the mission, he said it's that time of year again. So that says to me this might be a recurring mission. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It is what it is. I'm not gonna fret over it too much. At the end of the day, it's just one Easter egg mission, so it's not the end of the world if we never get a chance to do it again. There will be other playthroughs and there will be other opportunities, I'm sure. Alright, we're missing the battle armor though. I really do want battle armor for this mission, but screw it, let's just go ahead and deploy. So hopefully this one will go better. Yeah, no kidding, for sure, Typhoon. If we ever do see this mission again, knowing what we're up against, I will be bringing absolutely every single weapon system that we can fit in the dropship. Although, to be fair, with the current state of our lance, the only things that we didn't bring along last time were the Scorpion, which would have gone down in one shot anyway, and battle armor, which might have allowed us to tie up one of those bar guests. But considering how many enemies were on the field, yeah, our lance was not in any position to do anything with that. But again, I had to know. I had to know. You cannot throw a Santa Claus and his reindeer mission at me and expect me not to click on the yes button. I mean, what kind of mech warrior would I be if I didn't take that challenge? Friendly units under fire, says Darius. Move to their position and provide support. Okay, well this is interesting. I don't remember this being an escort mission. It said it was a battle. So I'm a little bit concerned that not only are we fighting against Canopians, even though it said we were fighting against St. Ives, but it also appears to be not a battle? So I don't know. Something might have gone screwy. We'll see. We will see. It might have stuck us in the wrong mission. That's a lot of ground to cover, though. Also, this is cool. I think I only saw this in one mission in default BTA. But I like this little asset, this, like, whatever this is, mining drill or whatever it is. I think it might be faster to just jump over this ridge than try to run around it. Now, if only the rest of our mechs had jump jets. It's almost like somebody in an executive decision-making role decided to remove jump jets from all of our mechs for some reason. Let's see. Thankfully, we got some roads here to help the vehicles cover that distance a little faster. Wait a minute. I'm not sure why the game does that every once in a while. Like, you'll sometimes get that, and especially with vehicles, but also apparently with mechs as well, where they'll, like, get right up to the point where you told them to go to, and then they'll just very slowly take the last couple of steps. I'm not sure why it does that sometimes. You don't have jump jets either. Everybody up the hill, please. Alright, so we do have an elevated position here, but given the distance, I think we're gonna have to get down into this valley. So we may need to play a little bit smarter and try to hold ourselves to this ridge here, anywhere that's gonna give us some elevation. If the enemies are down here, it might not be a bad idea to take maybe a vehicle or two, like the galleon or the hetzer, try and come up along this ridge line here and have some elevation. So we'll have to see tactically what kind of situation we're dealing with. But there's definitely some opportunities here as long as we're careful. I'm also kind of surprised at how much ground some of these mechs are able to cover. I mean, I know the Centurion's pretty fast anyway because it's a brawler, but let's see. Still haven't made any kind of sensor or visual contact with the enemy just yet. But maybe run up here and see? Still nothing. Okay. I don't know if... I mean, it says secure the convoy rally point. And again, this is like... I feel like this is not the mission that I selected. Because I didn't select a convoy escort mission. I selected a battle mission. But I'll play it out. Let's see what happens. Why are you having so much difficulty with the terrain here, my dude? But yeah, if it is indeed a convoy escort, my fear is that if I run the galleon up here now and trigger the event right at this point before the rest of our people get down here, then we're not actually going to be able to do what we're supposed to do. It's only at this point that I'm beginning to fully appreciate the massive differences in travel speed for some of our mechs and vehicles. We don't typically have to cover this much ground in one go, so it's a little bit surprising to me. But it's good to see that this ridgeline is clear. We'll just have to keep it that way. I think if we run up here and then have the Whitworth potentially jump up on the ridgeline, then again, the Whitworth is really meant to be in close. And it's also slow as balls, so Might be a few turns yet. That's true. Escort missions do typically have battles. But a battle mission versus an escort mission are very, very different in terms of what the game expects from you. And I don't know if I just, like, misclicked on the wrong mission or what. Is this out? It doesn't look like we can get down this hill. I think that's just the way the terrain is shaped. I guess we can roll up here. Because it's still, like, we have no contact with the enemy still. It's very strange. That's okay. We'll make sure everybody's in the zone or close to the zone before we trigger it. Assuming it doesn't just default trigger it anyway without our consent. Wouldn't be the first time it's done something like that. I think we roll the APC up along this ridge. We don't have to have every single unit in that area, but it would definitely help to have them as close as possible. So we'll have the galleon up on this ridge line to give us good line of sight. Let's see. I think we move the Centurion here. I still have no idea what we're getting ourselves into, so we could just have enemies drop on top of us or something. You are the Hollander. I really want to have you in elevated position, but I don't know how long it's going to take for you to get there. Alvson. It might not be a bad idea to put the Alvson up high as well. But this APC has certainly proven its ability to tank a lot of damage. Not only in the last stream, but also in our Santa Claus mission. That APC tanked a lot more damage than I expected it to, especially from guns that big. I think we'll leave the Centurion where it is. We are going to have to do some bracing while we get some of our slower units into position. Might not be a bad idea to put the Treb up high as well. Give the streaks a little more opportunity to have accuracy. So yeah, I think we'll try and get the Hollander and the Trebuchet up here on this ridge line. And the Hetzer, of course, we want to have up close. Because AC-20 doesn't do much good from a distance. Unless it's Santa Claus and his reindeer that are using them. Well, actually, Sierra, I hate to say it, but you missed what is probably the most interesting mission that we're going to run today. We got in a fight with Santa Claus, and not only got completely destroyed, literally and figuratively, we ended up losing like 5 pilots in the process and had to reload. It was... I mean, I knew that we were probably going to lose going in, but I still had to try it out. It's the first time I've seen the Santa Claus mission, so I couldn't resist the urge to try it out. But don't worry, if you're curious, once the stream is over, you should be able to watch the VOD. It's the first mission we did today. And it wasn't very long. It did not take us very long to reach our final destination. And the pun is entirely intended. I guess we'll go here, give ourselves some cover against these rocks, because again, I have no idea where the enemy's going to be coming from. So I think we'll put the Whitworth up here on the hill a little bit. That'll give them elevation to jump down. Panther, we'll go ahead and keep you up on the ridge line. Get the Hollander into position, so we're almost at a point where we're ready to get into the zone and see what happens. I just want to get the Treb up on the ridge line before we do. Because having those streaks on an elevated position is going to help out a whole lot. All right. We're just about where we want to be. She'll brace everybody up past this turn so we don't get stuck in an initiative issue. And then let's grab Game Master, and we're going to roll him into the capture zone. This one is, I think, 2.5 skulls, but I'm also concerned that I might have clicked on the wrong mission, because this looks a whole lot like an escort mission, but I selected a battle mission. I'm not 100% sure what's going on, but we're going to find out very shortly. So we'll brace everybody up. We're in the capture zone. So now whatever's going to trigger should trigger. Enemy contact. All right. So where's the enemy contact? They're making their way towards the extraction point. So yeah, this is a convoy escort, which is not what I selected. So what? This is the escort zone. Great. Outstanding. So me having moved all of our people up on this ridgeline didn't actually accomplish anything. Good to know. Good to know. However, are they actually giving us control? Because if they're giving it, yeah, they're giving us control of the vehicles. Okay, so if they're going to let me decide when and where the vehicles move, we're going to hold our ground and let them come to us. Because we have the advantageous position where we're at. So I'm not about to give up this high ground and this elevated position because the computer has now decided that it wants to try to screw me over. And I don't know, I almost want to roll back the VOD on this one. You guys will have to confirm for me, but like, this is 100% not the mission that I selected, correct? Like, am I taking crazy pills? Because I feel like this is not what I selected. Are we close enough? No, we're not close enough for sensor lock just yet. Quagmire, I think you're going to have to stay where you're at, because there's not really anywhere else for you to go. And then we got Game Master, who we will move up a little bit closer, and as usual, we will try to use terrain to our advantage. His gunnery has improved from last stream. There were even on the Santa Claus mission, there were a couple of shots, like he one-timed 2 70-ton quad mechs in that mission by himself. So his performance has definitely improved. All right, let's see. Yep, there we go. Well, guess what, driver? Yeah, okay, great. I'm fully aware that I'm moving away. Oh, I don't think it's actually going to let me move away. It's going to force me to move towards the convoy route. Okay, if you want to play that game, then I'll just brace. Don't think for a second that you're going to force me to move these vehicles closer to the enemy. That is not going to happen. Well, we do have visual. This is a Hollander. It's an AC-10 Hollander. So that could be dangerous. But you know what else is dangerous? A Centurion with a light Gauss rifle. Let's see. Yeah, we're not even going to be able to hit with the SRMs, so I think we take a shot. We got decent enough accuracy. Why you gotta make me look bad? Yeah, I mean, if I have my choice between an AC-10 Hollander or an artillery Hollander, I'll take the AC-10 as my enemy. I would much rather deal with an AC-10 than a thumper cannon. And we do actually have line of sight on some of these. A hunchback, okay. I wouldn't mind taking a hunchback, if I'm being honest. 72% chance? Yeah, I say we take it. Take the shot. Only got one volley to lock on for that one, but that's okay. Well, we'll do a little bit of, a little salt and pepper damage. Okay, whiplash is up. Let's try and get that tag to the front and see if we can start getting some additional accuracy on our people. So we will take the shot with the tag. 60% chance to hit, and we did get the tag mark, which is good. Drivers, since it's not going to let us retreat the convoy, we're just going to have to brace them up. Actually, are you in range now? Can we actually use... Yeah, how about that? Well, let's see if we can hit this guy with a sensor lock and see what he is. A dervish, okay. I mean, a dervish could be a threat, but no more so than anything else that they've fielded on this mission. So, I think I'm going to go with Ozark. And we've got a little bit of elevation here, but not a whole lot. I think we take the side shot. And we'll switch over to the LRMs on the MML5. Wow, 95% accuracy is actually a pretty good improvement. I mean, I'll take an anything back, Sierra. I will take a hunchback, a swayback, a party back. I'll take a hatchback at this point. Anything to get us out of Whitworth and Panther territory. Like, I'm not even joking about the hatchback part. I would almost be willing to take a rotunda over half of the mechs that we're currently fielding. That's not true. I'm not going to say that because then I might get forced into actually living that, and I don't know if I could handle it. Well, as usual, we're going to go with the Battle Lord, and I'm even going to go with Shape Charge because these guys aren't very close together. So rather than splash damage, I'm going to go for single target damage. And we did get the hit on the Hollander, which is good. I mean, I would take an Annihilator as well, but haven't seen one of those just yet. Oh yeah, you're talking about the Hunchback variant that has like, what, it's 6 or 8 medium lasers in it or something like that? Like some insane number of lasers. Unfortunately, the Galleon only has a medium laser, so we can't do a whole lot with that. At least not until they get closer. Right, right. You know, everybody laughs at small lasers until it gets that magic engine crit and ends up taking a Clanner down because he hit him in the XL engine. Alright, Game Master, now is your time to shine, my friend. Make us proud. So we're gonna roll right up to this dude and take the shot. Off to a good start. There goes the left torso. That's not exactly the torso that you want to hit on a Hollander, but any explosion is a good thing. So that's our dervish, I believe. And it looks like the other mech has also shown itself. So I think what we can do is we can move this vehicle up here and then use the sensor lock to potentially see what these guys are. I think this is the new guy, right? No, that's the dervish. What the hell was I thinking? Like, I already knew that was the dervish. I don't... I'm losing my mind, chat. That's what it is. Nah, I'm sorry. That's a lie. I was always insane. I'm just becoming more so. Yeah, we're not in range to hit anybody with this. I should have sprinted, is what I should have done. That's alright. I kind of want to get one more vehicle so we can sensor lock this last guy out here. Alright, I see you. I see you. Honestly, I'd rather you shoot at my mechs than at the escorts, so that's fine. I'll take some hits. Let's give you some elevation. And there we go. Oh, a javelin. Okay, well, of all the things, a javelin doesn't really scare me. Although that is an LRM-15 variant of the javelin, so not necessarily dangerous, but could certainly be annoying. I mean, between the dervish and the hunchback, I think we take the dervish down first. Let's hit him with the tag. Yeah, you know, normal is overrated, Sneaky Soak. Yeah, everybody, like, prioritizes being normal, and then when you are normal, life is just boring. They say variety is the spice of life, and if you're insane, then every day is an adventure. Can we actually melee? Oh, it's a charge melee. Okay, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. But I will crawl up this ridgeline and shoot down on the enemy. So the dervish and the hunchback are both sitting at relatively similar odds. But we do technically have better weapon odds with the hunchback, so let's go ahead and do that. Did not do nearly as much damage as I was hoping we would with that. That's okay. I'll go ahead and move up the Treva again. And we got our pick of targets. I could go for the Hollander. I probably should go for the Hollander just to take him off the field. Who else do we still have that needs a turn? We got Game Master. We might be in range with Quagmire, who's in the Galleon. Yeah, actually, it looks like the majority of our team has still got their turns. So I think we focus on the Hunchback with our trip. And actually, I'm going to do one better and go Battlelord so we can get some additional accuracy and damage. Yeah, you kind of got my attention with that too, Sneaky. So, like, what defines sus? Because I've been known to hang with some sus ladies myself, and have in fact been referred to as a sus lady myself. Well, maybe not with those exact words, but you get the idea. And let's see. Might as well. Another Alvson APC, which we know from experience is pretty tanky. And this is a Prowler. I mean, I don't think we're gonna move, but I could definitely shoot. Now that the enemies are in range, we can absolutely start taking shots at these enemies. Although there is a part of me that would rather leave all of the kills for my guys so that we can get more experience. Oh, yeah, lewd tubers. I'm not gonna say anything, given my position. But, there's a part of me that kind of says, you know, if that's what you gotta do, then I feel like you're wasting your potential. But to each their own. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, everybody's watching Twitch streams for a different reason, so. Something glass houses and all that. I mean, I've got enough boing boing that I'm sure there are people out there that would consider me lewd. Oh yeah, no, for sure. The chats for some of that, I mean, not just lewd tubers, but I mean, half the people in the ASMR category, I think, would fall under that as, you know, generally having chats that maybe you don't want to have to interact with on a regular basis if you can avoid it. Again, they are still smartly staying spread out, so I guess we'll just continue to use the shape charge, focus on single targets. But then again, I think we joked about ASMR before at one point, where I talked about my potential $1 million career if I could just get paid to lick a microphone. I'm just saying, props to whoever came up with that, because that was not on my bingo card for the 21st century, for sure. Holy shit, he lives! Game Master, welcome in! We haven't seen you in a stream or so. Glad to see you, hope you're doing well. As a matter of fact, you missed out on the stream where I was admonishing you for your terrible accuracy. Although you have improved quite a bit this stream, so I'm gonna let it slide. Die from exhaustion. I mean, there are worse ways to go, but why are you exhausted? What are you doing that's exhausting you? All right, there we go. Not only took an arm off with that one, but also got the destabilization and knocked our boy down. Well, so far, Game Master, you're doing all right. You are well on your way to crawling back out of the hole after last stream. Last stream was pretty bad. I probably should not be moving this vehicle up in range of all of the enemies, but I'm gonna do it. Because again, I'm not real great with, like, the whole critical thinking and decision-making thing. Wow, plus 64 heat. That is crazy. That is crazy. Then again, that's 5 flamers, so what do you expect? Alright, the Whitworth has, as expected, been mostly worthless this mission, so we're gonna go ahead and sprint. And I think we go for a leg. I really shouldn't be shooting at the torso. I want to try to salvage this hunchback if we can. So if we get really lucky, I might be able to have the APCs and stuff focus this guy down, and we'll try to get him to panic and eject. Because I could certainly do with a hunchback. I would also take the dervish. I mean, the dervish is not my ideal, but I would certainly use it if we could get our hands on it. Speaking of, is this another charge? Yeah, it's another charge attack. Alright, well, we're not gonna charge. We already determined that. But we will get close. And when I say close, I mean SRM close. And then we'll give him the business. Alright, so now that we stuck the acid on him, that should hopefully make it a little easier to burn that dervish down. And speaking of, I really don't... Yeah, we've already stripped the armor off the torso on this hunchback. I really want to go for the legs, but with 2 streak 10s, I'm afraid that if I shoot at the legs, we're gonna hit the torso anyway and end up blowing this guy up. Then again, do I really want to give a guy packing an AC-20 a chance to get back up? So we take it. Salvage is nice, but not losing people is better. Nice. Got the engine kill, so we'll get 4 salvageable parts off of that anyway. Outstanding. Yeah, we managed to get very lucky, because I can words, and got the best possible outcome on that. Got the engine crit without destroying the torso location. So I think I'll go ahead and move up the APC. Again, we know the APCs are pretty tanky. They can take some hits. And by putting another tag on this guy, we're making it that much easier to hit him. And yeah, we'll use this to our advantage. If they're going to give us 4 free vehicles, I would be a fool not to use them. Even if that means our guys don't necessarily get all the kills, it does mean that we might be able to avoid potentially getting a lot of additional damage, ammo costs, all that nonsense. Alright, structure exposed, and we got a crit on the engine. So we're already well on our way to taking that dervish off the field with good salvageability at the same time. Yeah, like I was saying, that javelin isn't a huge threat, but it is definitely a danger to the vehicles. Let's see, who's up next? Stu. Alright, Stu. I think we take another shape charge shot at the dervish. And we didn't destroy anything, but we definitely stressed the guy out. If we get lucky on another shot or two, we might actually be able to knock him down, do the same thing to him that we did with the hunchback. Let me see. I think we just do a regular walk. And we got 99% accuracy on this guy regardless because of the double tag. Yeah, screw it, take the shot. And we got the engine destroyed, also destroyed the torso. Only 1 salvageable part on that. That's unfortunate. But that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Again, better to take guns off the field than worry about salvage. Best not to get greedy. So once again, Whitworth is doing Whitworth things. We're in overheat danger, so let's turn the flamer off. We will kill the medium laser. That'll put us right on the line, but hopefully we won't overheat. Man, maybe it's because of the Santa Claus mission or so. I don't really know what's going on here, but our pilots are really like knocking it out of the park on this mission. Like they are getting some outstanding hits. And of course, as expected, the AC-20 putting in the work, taking out a leg, knocking the guy down, and destroying the LRM. So yeah, homeboy is basically toast. So, yeah, it doesn't say anything about additional reinforcements, so I think that might be it. Yeah, okay, what do you want me to do? So yeah, I think we might, at this point, we just need to get the vehicles to the escort zone. But you're not gonna let me go that way. You're gonna insist that I go this way for some stupid reason. That's irritating, but at the same time, I will deal with a little irritation if it means that the game's actually gonna give me control of the escorts. Because, in vanilla game, they don't do that, and it can sometimes be to your detriment. So if they're actually gonna give me control, I'll put up with a little wonkiness as a result of that. I will try to keep at least a few mechs and vehicles with them, just in case. I don't think anybody else is gonna land, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. What the hell? You can't drive forward? Alright. Well, then I guess we'll go the long way around. And, oh, okay, great. We are back to the sprint thing. So everybody is sprinting. This is the closest that the game gets to real-time mode. So I want these vehicles. Let's just get them where they're going as quickly as possible so that we can get this mission done. It is not the mission that we said we wanted, but at the same time, we were still successful, so we'll still get paid and we'll still get salvage. So a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. Alright, that's one unit in the drop zone. Oh, no, there are more enemies. Okay. So what are we dealing with? We're looking at a commando, unknown, a commando, and a fire starter. Okay, so mostly light mechs, but unfortunately, with this appearing to be some kind of quarry, they also have the high ground, which is unfortunate, and I probably shouldn't rest these up here, but I want to see if maybe we can get credit for getting them all in the zone before the enemy comes down on us. But yeah, this is exactly what I was afraid of. Unfortunately, I don't think, yeah, there's not a fast way for me to get these units down, so I think we're just gonna have to leave them there. I mean, I could try to run them down the hill, but it's gonna take a dozen turns or so for us to try and get caught up. Does the Hollander, can we shoot from that far away? I don't think a Thumper has that range. I wish they did. I think he does. Yeah! It's insanely low chances to hit, but that's really weird. Okay, it said we had a chance to hit, but then it didn't actually let us hit it. Weird. Weird. Artillery is kind of weird. The Galleon, though, we might actually be able to get you here in a couple of turns, because the Galleon's got a lot of movement speed. So is this pickup? Or is this... I'm not sure what that is. 3 of 4 units for 1 round. Okay, so we just got that one vehicle, this one vehicle that we need to get in the escort zone. And we'll see if we might be able to take down 1 or 2 of these mechs in addition. If they're gonna do me the favor of shooting at my people instead of the escorts, then I'm okay with that, because then we've got even less concern for them to end up doing damage. Unfortunately, I don't think Stu is going to be able to... Oh, nope. Actually, Stu can absolutely take a shot from there. Beautiful. And so the last one is an urban mech, and this is an OBX-10 urban mech. But I think the best shot we're going to have is at this commando here. So we'll take the shot, and we will switch over to the HE. Get a chance of some splash damage on him. Oh, wow. Not only did we get the hit, but we also got a structure exposed on it as well. That is impressive. In the meantime, we can run this Panther up here, and we should be able to hit with the missiles. Oh no, we've also got a chance with the PPC as well. Well, hell. Give it the old college try, for sure. Nice. Well done. Well done. We are taking some shots from downtown and sinking them all, so I am not going to complain about that. You love to see it. I guess I'm just not accustomed to our pilots making shots like that on the regular. But then again, that's also why we reloaded after the Santa Claus mission, because losing pilots that can hit shots like that would be a huge blow to our combat effectiveness. I don't know. I mean, Game Master, you might be able to get a hit on this. We're pretty close to the end of the mission, so I say we take the chances. We had 27% versus 16%. I say we take the 27. Maybe we get lucky. As a matter of fact, we could even go precision strike, increase our chances even more. 1 in 3 chance. What do you think? You think we hit? Let's find out. Look at this. Look at this. My boy. My boy. See, we gave him that Employee of the Month plaque for a reason. And making 1 in 3 shots from half court with an AC-20, that's why. That's why you give people Employee of the Month right there. So let's move this guy down a little bit. I know that! It's still in the extraction zone, you fucking doofus! Well, it's not gonna let me move this vehicle for some stupid reason. Best we can do then, I guess, is hit him with some sensor light and improve the accuracy of the rest of our guys. I was gonna try to move the vehicle a little farther away so he's not getting smacked around, but the game apparently is not gonna let me do that. What we can do is run our Whitworth up here and take some shots. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Not very good odds, but I'll take it regardless. And now it's really time to get dangerous. And bring the Centurion up here. And then, yeah. It's not looking good for you, my friend. If I remember right, we were actually pretty close to getting a fire starter put together, so this guy, if we can get at least a salvageable part or 2 from him, then that might allow us to get a fire starter put together as well. I'll have to see how it runs. I'm not 100% sure. It might have been 2 parts that we needed. I don't quite remember, if I'm being honest. I think we roll up here, and we'll see if we can hit him with the tag. There is a little bit of an obstruction in the way, but we might still be able to hit him regardless. Yeah, 71%? We should be able to get that. We did get the tag mark, so yeah, I think our boys' days might be numbered here in the fire starter. Alright, so this is the vehicle that we needed to get into the zone, and it is now in the zone. Well, we still got some missiles that we can fire, so I'll go ahead and take the shots, even though we're hitting some of our own people in the back. That's okay. Thankfully, missiles don't do a whole lot of damage. Individually, anyway. Samuel did the same thing. Take the shots with the missiles. If we do get some hits, great. Alright, well there we go. So now the escort targets are off the map, which means the only thing we gotta do now is be the last one standing. I mean, the game is telling us to evac. I don't evac when I have the option of just killing everything. That's like when they tell you that it's a stealth mission. I mean, technically, if no one survives, total stealth. Right? That's how that works, isn't it? Also, I don't know why, but you guys are not getting any game sound, are you? I just now realized. I was looking over at my levels and I noticed that you're not picking up any audio from the game. Why didn't anybody say anything? Hold on, let me see if I can fix that. Give me just a sec.
2 very boring minutes later.
Okay, if you're getting the ambience, then that's all we should be hearing currently. Alright. Well, let's blow something up, and then you guys let me know if you don't hear that. Alright, so we got a shot, but it's not a very good chance. We'll go ahead and use the HE.
Firing everything I've got.
Oh, that was a pretty big whiff. That. yeah, that'll happen. Honestly, H-Muds, if you weren't here for it earlier, and if you were playing your own, we got the Santa Claus mission, where you end up fighting him and a gunslinger and, like, 8 bar guests. All of them with AC-20s and Gauss rifles and large lasers and PPCs, and we got absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. It was interesting, but it was the first time I had seen that. I think it's like an Easter egg mission or something, so... Yeah, we had our own little bout of frustration.
Confirmed.
And it was actually Santa Claus. He was like, hey, if you beat me, I'll give you a present, and if not, then I'll fix all of your stuff for free. And he did, but the thing is, all of his pilots were aiming for headshots, and so even though he fixed all of my mechs for free, they ended up killing like 6 of my pilots in the mission. And so we ended up having to reload. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a BTA thing, not a vanilla thing, because I've never seen it in vanilla. Like, I knew it was a thing, I had just never seen the mission before. But yeah, they were taking so many headshots that we ended up losing like 6 pilots, and we ended up having to reload as a result, because, like, I could not afford to lose 6 experienced pilots.
Orders?
Which is kind of sad, but it was also fun. If I see it come up again, and now that I actually know what we're up against, I'll definitely...
Roger.
I'll prepare better next time. I'll say that much. But also, hello, Devious. Just saw that you dropped in. Good to see you. Hopefully you enjoy the YouTube content. If you are just catching us the first time on stream, then you will probably discover very quickly that we are quite a bit farther ahead on stream than we are on YouTube, but hopefully that's not too disconcerting for you.
I'm your spaniel.
And here's Game Master, which, you know, initially he was doing okay in the Galleon, but really, ever since we put Game Master into this AC-20 Hetzer, he has kind of been like the superstar of the team. He makes impossible shots from impossible ranges. And, I mean, this man is like the engine crit master. Like, we got 1 in 3 chance. I say this now. I'm sitting here talking him up. He's gonna miss this shot, right? Yeah, of course he's gonna miss the shot this time. But normally, this man is an engine critting machine. Oh. Oh, no worries at all, Davies. If you just want us for white noise, then that's fine too. As long as you're enjoying the stream, that's all I'm worried about.
I'm there.
And by the way, I gotta admonish you, chat, for not telling me that I've been streaming for 2 hours without game sound. Next time, let me know, so I can fix that stuff.
Engaging target.
Then again, I mean, this stream is basically amateur hour anyway, so...
Ready for orders.
I mean... Let's not have me getting too full of myself. Oh, let's see. I think we just focused down the fire starter. Part of me wants to take a shot at this Irby. You know what? I have multi-target. Let's use multi-target. For like the 2nd time in this entire campaign, we're gonna use multi-target. Well, I'm glad to hear it, Sneaky Silk, but all the same, I want to make sure that if there's anything going on in the game that you guys can hear it. But then again, to be fair, I should probably have done a better job of monitoring my audio levels. I could have been peeking my mic and screeching into your ear for the last 2 hours.
Target's taking a critical.
Yeah, I mean... We do Goblin mode here every once in a while, so that's fair. That's a fair assessment.
Roger that.
I'm not gonna try to deny who and what I am.
What are your orders, Skipper?
What? Oh, okay, you're way over here. I was like, where is this guy? Alright, let's see. I think we just, you know, we're gonna do what we always do.
Double time. Let's go.
Everybody all at once. We get up right on top of them, and we give them the old cornhole. Right up the tailpipe. That's what vehicles are for, right?
Go time.
Even if all they have is machine guns. Is that the tactically sound decision? No. Is it the entertaining decision? Absolutely.
Barely hit, Commander.
Alright, who's up next? Oh yes, the galleon that's on the other side of the map.
Digging in.
There's that shotgun,
Light
Irby.
damage. Holding firm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can scream. I just don't know that my vocal cords can handle it. I mean, if you hadn't picked up on it already, I will... Let's just say I've had some maybe not great habits and vices over the years. And so my voice is maybe a little rougher than it should be as a result.
Right here. Mm-hmm.
I know some people are into the husky voice thing, but at the same time it makes it a little difficult for me to get the very shrill screeching that so many lady streamers are known for.
Locking on and firing it off.
Can't quite hit those notes, unfortunately. Not without shredding my vocal cords in the process.
Damn it! I'm hit. Reporting major armor loss.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that, H-Mods, and that's actually kind of what happened to me with cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, but I do occasionally indulge in cigars. But one day I woke up and I had had a bad night, and it just I wasn't feeling very well. And I had my first smoke in the morning like I always did, and just don't know what it was, but something came over me and I just puked everywhere. And that was the day I gave up cigarettes. I said, you know what? I am never doing this again. And I have not had a cigarette in years ever since that day. So I count myself lucky, because I know it's very difficult to quit smoking cold turkey like that. So I absolutely acknowledge that I was fortunate to be able to do that.
Commander.
Because I've known people that have struggled with that for years and still not succeeded. Yeah, outstanding, H-Mods. Yeah, that's about how long it's been for me as well. It has been getting close to 20 years. So it's been a while.
Critical hit.
Yeah, Presidents of the USA. They did. I mean, I guess the song that they're more famous for is Peaches, even though I don't know if that even... I mean, technically it's a song, but...
Acknowledged. Confirmed.
I know that they have a larger discography than that, but...
Confirmed.
Let's see. I keep harassing this fire starter, but I think we need to get up here and start working on this Irby as well.
Roger
So
that,
we'll run up here and give him the old cornhole. Hey, look at that! Machine gun. It jammed, because machine guns always jam.
It's go time. That hit something good.
Well, that's good, Devious. I think everybody's life can be improved by giving up habits like that. I mean, obviously, but it's one of those things where, you know, obviously there are health benefits to giving up habits like that, but I think it also does a lot for, like, your confidence and your own feelings of self-worth to know that you had a habit like that, but you were able to kick it. Because, I mean, at least for me, I don't know if I'm the outlier here, but for me at least, it made me feel like, well, if I can give up smoking, then I can do anything. And it helped me feel like, you know, that I had more confidence in myself doing anything and not just smoking or drinking.
Commander?
Because that's definitely a hard thing to do.
Hot damn. Let's do this.
Alright, so we got the fire starter, which has fallen down. We still got a commando over here that hasn't really done all that much.
Friendly BATTLETECH.
I'm sorry? Well, never mind. I take it back. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, if you were driving tanks, then you already know what it feels like to be rode hard and put away wet, I'm sure. So, we can discuss what just happened here. Apparently, this commando that I was just bagging on because it hadn't done anything, somehow in a single turn with no breached armor took out both legs on my Centurion and incapacitated the pilot. So, you know, that thing that I'm always talking about with the whole hubris and how I'm a jinx on myself.
Good to go.
Self-fulfilling prophecy, that. I don't know how I managed to say these things right before the game decides to screw me, but I have a knack for it, clearly.
Affirmative.
But that's okay. At the end of the day, it's the commander. They will survive.
Commander?
Alright, let's see. We got the artillery, so I think we go with a battle lord to give ourselves some extra accuracy and damage. We'll take another shot at the commando, see if we can take him off the field.
It's fired up.
Oh my.
Work to do.
Well, that didn't take him off the field, but that certainly took off some pieces of him.
Receiving you.
Well, he can't do much with the galleon.
Commander?
And let's see. Game Master, again, let's see what you can do for us. I think we roll right up on this dude and give him the AC-20.
Moving fast.
If you're gonna take out my Centurion, then we're gonna make you pay for that.
Once more under the
And there we go. Engine destroyed.
reporting enemy battle mech down.
So we have now exacted some vengeance. Yeah, no, really. We just snapped all of the loose parts off of that man's. And then blew up his engine with him still in the mech, so... That's what you get.
You.
That's what you get. Now, hopefully, the commander doesn't end up spending the next 6 months in the hospital again,
Copy that.
like the last time they got injured. Oh, crap. Alright, let's turn off some of the lasers. Actually, we'll just give them the SRMs. Try to keep the heat down.
Standing by.
And hopefully... Brick, you are our treb. You're not going to be able to hit anything from there.
Confirmed.
Whiplash is already in a position to give him the cornhole, so let's just continue to do that. Finally got the other machine gun unjammed. I'm trying to figure out... Oh, no, it's the torso. I was trying to figure out what armor we had punched through, because I figured it would be in the back, but clearly it's not. Uh-oh.
That shot shot got through.
And he's knocked down.
Waiting for
Because the only place an urban mech spends more time than the dumpster is on its back.
orders. Waiting for orders.
Well, I'm not going to take a shot with the artillery because we run the risk of potentially destroying our own APC in the process. Now that the armor's been breached on it, we run a very real risk of potentially killing our APC with that artillery, so we'll just take the regular called shots. See if we can get this guy to either punch out or get an engine crit on him and take him off the field.
Commander? Right, Commander.
Alright, Sundance, you should be able to jump jet up here, right? No, not quite. Well, that's okay. We can still get you into a decent position, take some shots. I think we go with the pulse lasers, and we're gonna get close to overheating, but I think it's worth it. Alright, another heat sink destroyed.
Good. A critical hit.
Still haven't managed to... Oh, well, there we go. There's the ejection. And that ends a mission for us, so mission accomplished. Devious, I am not particularly picky about what type of mechs I like. I think all of them have their own appeal depending on what kind of mood you're in. I definitely prefer, like, stuff on the more hard sci-fi setting, like BattleTech and Titanfall, but I see the appeal in stuff like Gundam as well. I'm not as much of a fan of Gundam, but I do appreciate it. And I don't just mean Gundam, I mean just sort of anime-style mecha in general. I can appreciate some of the designs. Right, the setting also matters. I mean, if you were to take, you know, BattleTech style mechs and dump them into Gundam, it wouldn't make sense. And the opposite is also true. See the Jihad era and the Dark Age when Catalyst and the rest of the folks were desperately trying to re-implement Robotech back into the BattleTech setting. And it's just like, guys, it didn't work in the 80s, just let it go. It's fine, just stop. Alright, so we did get all of our secondary objectives, so we got good payout in spite of the fact that I told them we didn't actually want money, we wanted salvage. And only 64 days for the commander on that injury, so could definitely be worse. Everybody else made it out scot-free without a scratch. And now we gotta decide what we want to salvage. So first I gotta check the equipment and see if there's anything worth picking up. There probably won't be. I mean, there's a part of me that wants to go for the LBX-10 or even an AC-10. But let's check storage first, because we're very, very close on putting together some mechs. So let me see what we still need. We could grab some fire starter parts. That would allow us to build one of those. We could grab an Irby part, but we don't really need an urban mech. We could put one together and then sell it. And I think that's about it. There was some Hollander parts, right? Only one, it looks like. Yeah, with a single Hollander part, we've already got 2 more. So if we could get 2 Hollander parts, then we could potentially put another Hollander together, but it doesn't look like that's going to work. Oh man, Devious, you are speaking my language, okay? I'm obviously not like a tabletop RPG streamer, but as someone who spent many, many years GMing games, Lancer was the first game in a very, very long time that I actually enjoy running games from. I absolutely love Lancer as a setting. Well, I'm glad that that's all it took to get your attention. But yeah, no, I love Lancer as a setting. I have run and played games in the setting, shit, pretty much since the system came out. And I love a lot of things about it. Let me see. First of all, let me figure this out. So we're gonna take the AC-10. I will ramble here shortly about Lancer, but I want to make sure that I'm actually focusing. Actually, damn it. Damn it. Okay, we're gonna ditch the AC-10 because I forgot we got all 4 parts on the Hunchback, and I'm not gonna turn down a Hunchback, especially not a 4G. So we're gonna take the 4G so we can 100% get the salvage on that boy. And then hopefully we will get the AC-10 as well. We did out fucking standing. So we got the AC-10 and we got the AC-20, plus we got some LBX-10 ammo. So that is outstanding salvage. And I like the Hunchback in general. But yeah, the thing that I love about Lancer is it is equal parts anime and hard sci-fi, while at the same time, like, it acknowledges the fact that everybody kind of wants to do their own thing in a mecha campaign, and it's broad enough that it says, whatever you want to do, you can do it in this setting and have it make sense.